This is Brett Waltemath of Star Watch Media at the 21st Annual Hamptons International Film Festival. Hi, Mr. Fiennes. Brett with Star Watch Media. After your directorial debut with Coriolanus, it was said that you were indecisive on what you wanted your next directorial project to be. What made you decide on The Invisible Woman, the story? What was it about that story that you decided that was the one to do?
It was the character of Ellen Ternan, who I was ignorant about Dickens. I was certainly ignorant about Ellen, who's the invisible woman of the film. And it was her story that I discovered through an early draft of the screenplay by Abby Morgan and then the book on which it's based. And it really got inside me. It sort of ambushed me. I didn't expect that I was going to do a Victorian period piece, but I think it was her story. It moved me.
What was your motivation to even read a first draft of a script based off Charles Dickens and his relationship, not knowing a lot about his life and relationship previously?
What was my motivation to read the script? I suppose if someone you trust gives you a script and says, take a read, you listen to them. And someone I trusted, Gabby Tanner, who's the producer of the film, I have a working relationship with, she gives me a script and says, I think you should have a look. I take a look, and that's the motivation.
What were you able to take away from your directorial debut with Coriolanus, and what lessons were you able to take moving forward to The Invisible Woman?
I made so many missteps in Coriolanus that my ass was saved so many times by a great cinematographer and a great editor that I had just wanted to get behind the camera again, because I was frustrated at things I had.
Was Rob Hardy with you on Coriolanus as well?
No, Barry Ackroyd shot Coriolanus, and that was fantastic, and I'd love to work with Barry. No, it's just that Barry was... I want to work with Barry again for sure, but people are committed and have things to do, so I had the great fortune to meet Rob Hardy, who has a fantastic eye, compositional eye. He's a wonderful, extraordinary instinct for camera, for framing, for everything. And so I shared with him my sort of intuitive thoughts about what this should be photographically, and he seemed to respond, so we had a very strong working relationship.
From a cinematography standpoint, some people are comparing this film to Stanley Kubrick's Barry Lyndon. As far as the slow movements and every still really being framed almost like a picture, what's kind of your opinion on that when being compared to Barry Lyndon as far as cinematography goes?
It's a huge compliment, of course, but it's interesting because, yes, the pictorial element, the framing and the picture, yes, it's interesting that when you make period film, some directors will choose to run into it in a very loose way to go against that sort of formal element. I think I made the opposite. I think that I love paintings, and I felt that there was some, because we reference the Victorian world through paintings and through traditional early photography. So I felt that something about the way portraits were painted then, and even early photographs were executed, that there's a stillness, they haven't got that. I felt I wanted to run with that feeling that the camera is essentially still. It's just where the camera is crucial, and how you frame someone for a portrait. That fed into my sense of how we would frame people for, or two people in the picture. It doesn't matter, but the framing choices were somehow an important element to me.
As far as directing, is directing the new stage in your life, or will acting always be a part of your life and career?
I have no idea what the future is going to do. I have loved directing. I've been very fortunate to have been surrounded by great people to help me along the road. So I'm open to whatever fate throws at me.
Congratulations on the film, sir. Thank you for the time.